What's going on, guys? My name is Coops, and today we are back, and I am going to show you guys how I made the cape portion of my Jevil costume today. But if you guys want to check out more of my cosplay shenanigans, make sure to go over to my cosplay channel. That's where I'm going to be posting all of my cosplay tutorials after the Jevil Cosplay series. So if you want to follow all of the crazy cosplay shenanigans that I am going to be doing, make sure to head over to the cosplay channel. I'll leave a link to the channel in the description and also in the cards right about now. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into this video. What's going on, guys? My name is Coops, and welcome back to Koopa Cosplay, the series where I show you guys how to make your favorite characters from head to toe. And in today's video, I am going to be showing you guys how I made both my cape and my shirt for my Jevil cosplay. Now, this was a bit of a challenge because I had to basically come up with different patterns for a lot of these pieces of the costume because I didn't have a good basis of what I had to go off of. But today I am going to be showing you how I made my cape and my shirt. They're both really connected together in this case, so I would rather show you both at the same time than to leave you hanging with one and not really have the other. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into this tutorial. So I started by measuring the space from the bottom of my neck to my waist, and also I took the measurement around my neck as well. I took this measurement and made two very wide pie shapes out of black twill and satin by pinning my tape measure to the fabric and spinning it around in a circle. I didn't really record this because I didn't have the room to record it, but trust me, I did the step. You don't have to worry about that. Anyway, I figured out my neck radius by using a calculator online and did the same measuring tape trick to make the neck hole before cutting out all of the pieces. I then sewed together the two twill pieces, but I had a problem connecting the two satin pieces. For some reason, I couldn't get them to match up for the life of me. So I ended up sewing on one of the panels and then matching up the other piece to the other side and then sewing them together afterwards. After I finally figured out the cape panels, I zigzagged the edges to keep them from fraying, flipped them inside out, sewed the opening where I flipped it inside out with a ladder stitch, ironed everything down, and top stitched the edge. So after that, I went ahead and got into making the shirt. And first, we're going to start off with the black pieces at the very front. So this again was a bit of the costume that was up to personal interpretation, and when I saw those pieces, I interpreted them as 4 ruffle pieces at the very front of the costume that sort of act as a connecting point in the middle of the shirt. So what we are going to do to start this whole thing off is we're going to basically take some black fabric and make a black stripe that goes about the length of what a normal shirt would be on you, and we are going to make 2 of those rectangles. They should be about 1 inch wide, and they should go about from the length of your neckline to the length of your waist. After that, I went ahead and started the ruffles. So I went ahead and took a measurement from my neck to my waist, and I divided that by 4. Now whatever you get, you want to multiply that by 2, and then that is going to be the length that you need for your ruffle pieces. Now for the width, I would go with just about the measurement of the length of your neck. Now we are going to do some alterations to this, so you don't have to worry about that all too much, but I'd say that is a good place to start. After we do that, you wanted to cut out all of those pieces out of the same black fabric that you used to make the bands for the middle of the shirt. And what we are going to be doing is we're going to sew up the middle pieces to kind of make this whole thing look a little bit more cohesive. We're going to sew up the sides using a straight stitch, and we are going to go ahead and interlock all of the edges of this. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and set those pieces aside, and we're going to go ahead and get right into the shirt. So in order to make this actual main portion of the shirt, I just use a regular button-up shirt that I already had for the main pattern portion, and I'm only using this for the middle portion. I'm not using it for the sleeves just yet. Now the middle portion, I actually use more of a periwinkle fabric for this to kind of match the color scheme of Jevil. So I went ahead and cut out a back panel, which is the full profile of the middle of the shirt, and I went ahead and cut out 2 front panels, which in order for me to get those, I just went ahead and unbuttoned the shirt. After I cut out both of those panels, I went ahead and sewed both of them together at the shoulder and the hip using both a straight stitch and an interlocking stitch. And yeah, that is the middle basically done. So with that done, we are going to move on to the sleeves. The sleeves were cut out of the same black fabric that I used for the ruffles and the band piece that goes down the middle of the shirt. And what I did was I basically took the shirt that I made the panel patterns from for the middle of the shirt, and I used the sleeves to make a general pattern for the sleeves of the shirt. All I did to really adjust the pattern was add a little bit of fabric to the top, and this made the sleeves look a little bit more poofy, which is exactly what we wanted. I also went ahead and added a bit more fabric to the bottom, again to help make the sleeves look a bit more poofy. After I did all of that, I went ahead and sewed the side seam together, again using the same stitch. I also went ahead and cut out the cuff portion of the sleeve as well. Now at this point I started putting everything together and actually seeing what everything was going to look like. So what I did was I went ahead and sewed the sleeves into the arm after gathering a bit of the sleeve at the top. And yeah, the whole thing is starting to come together. After I sewed on the sleeves, I sewed on the 2 bar pieces that connect the middle of the shirt together. Now after we've gone ahead and done all of that sewing, I sewed on the ruffle pieces. Now I recommend that you use a ladder stitch for the ruffle pieces, just because it just kind of comes together as more of a clean look. It helps to really hide the threads if you use a ladder stitch as well. So using a ladder stitch really helps to make this look a little bit more professional. After this, I went ahead and added some snaps to the back. I just did it using the same method that I did in my collar tutorial. I'll leave a link to that and all of the other tutorials in the Jevil build so far in the description. And yeah, we are pretty much done here. Except I forgot to make a collar for this. I went in with a rectangle of periwinkle cotton about 1 inch wide by whatever neck circumference you use for the top of the shirt. I went ahead and stitched that in using a ladder stitch, added a buttonhole and a button, and yeah, that was pretty much it. We now have a shirt to use for Jevil, and now I am going to show you guys how the cape attaches to the shirt. And it's very simple. It's just the same snaps that I used for the pants. I just went ahead and sewed them in with a little bit of hand sewing, and the cape just simply snaps onto the shirt, and the collar actually hides the snaps, so it looks very clean when it all comes together. So yeah, that is how I made my shirt and my cape for my Jevil costume. I know this was a pretty lengthy tutorial, but heck, I'd rather have you have both of the tutorials for the cape and the shirt now, since they're two interlocking pieces that go together. Next time, I am going to be showing you guys how I made the tail harness for my costume. But if you did like this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and also turn on notifications to stay up to date with when I post. And until next time, I have been Koops, you've been awesome, take care, and goodbye!